Tesla Model Y has started this year by becoming the most sold car in the world, electric or gas. So, should you join the party and get one yourself? Well, let's be honest, if you're thinking about getting a Tesla Model Y, you probably saw one of your friends or neighbors drive one, watched one of the million of videos on YouTube from Tesla fans about how great it is, or Elon Musk told you to. I have some bad news for you. All of those are pretty much the worst possible sources to base your big decision on. This is one of those things you kind of have to weigh the pros against the cons, against your wallet. Can't help you with the wallet part, except for, of course, buy low, sell high, don't get married, you know, the usual. But what I can do is what most of the Tesla YouTubers can't, and that is to give you the balanced list of pros and cons of the Model Y so you can decide for yourself. Alright, so let's do 5 pairs of each, pros and cons, and we're going to start with one of the biggest pros that Tesla has always been pretty much the best at, which is the range. How fast can an EV go on one charge, since charging your EV on a long trip is not as easy or fast as filling up your gas car with gas. Even with over 100 different EV models out there from all other manufacturers, Tesla Model Y's shortest range option is higher than most of those 100 EVs' highest range options at 279 EPA rated miles. The longest range you can get the Model Y with is 330 EPA rated miles. Now, let's move on to the first con of owning a Tesla Model Y, and it is the range. I know, you are probably jumping out of your chair screaming, Alex, you got it all mixed up. You just told us that the range is one of the pros. How could it be also a con? Well, Elon Musk has actually invented how to do that. Now, the reason the range is also a con is because Tesla's EPA range is almost always higher than the actual real-world range, so the car is almost always lying to you about how many miles you have left in your battery. When Edmunds tested a bunch of EVs to compare their EPA range to a real-world range, Tesla was not only one of the few brands where every single model has underperformed, but has done so by as much as almost 20%. I should mention that when I had the Tesla Model S, 3 of them actually, many times when it was dark, cold and windy, I would lose as much as 40% from the EPA range. Let's move on to the second pro of owning the Tesla Model Y, and it is always high on every Tesla owner's list, and it is the supercharger network. You can fast charge your Tesla at one of thousands of locations, and it is a quick and easy experience which you can't say about other networks. However, in a recent deal with major manufacturers in the US, Tesla has decided to open up their network to other brands and allow them to make their cars with the same charging port, thus nullifying what most Tesla owners have always considered as their biggest advantage. But until that happens, the supercharger network will stay on the top of the pro list. Moving on. Now, number 2 con for the Tesla Model Y is something that is either a no big deal to some of you or a deal breaker to someone like myself. I will tell you what it is in just a second, but before that, a quick reminder that this video is brought to you by NeoCharge. Guess what? The 220 outlet that powers your dryer can now be split to also power your electric car with the help of the smart splitter from NeoCharge, which will automatically switch back to your dryer while you're doing laundry. Get one today and use the discount code in the description of this video. Alright, so this is a deal breaker for me in any car, and Tesla is the only major US manufacturer that just doesn't have it. I'm talking about the Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. It is just not there, and unlike Twitter's blue checkmark, you can't just pay Elon Musk to have it. I don't know how about you, but when I get into my car, I want my entire universe to be connected to it immediately. The addresses where I'm going, my calendar, phone numbers, apps, voice assistant, my Tinder matches, everything. I honestly don't know why anybody wouldn't. And you can only do that with one of those two plugins. The Pro number 3, and it is the Autopilot and the full self-driving package. And I know all the Tesla fans are on their feet again yelling at the screen, Alex, but you have repeatedly said, and as a matter of fact, you just made yet another video about how the Tesla's full self-driving package is a scam. It is true. It is a scam if you sell it as a full self-driving package while lying about what it is and what it will become, you know, self-driving, while charging $15,000 for it, claiming it is an appreciating asset. So it is a scam, unless they have accidentally misspelled full, and then it actually makes sense. But if you look at it as an advanced driver assistance system, it is by far the best. The con number 3 is pretty much the reason why I left Tesla brand after becoming one of the first Tesla Model S customers back in 2012 and then buying 2 more Teslas, and it is their shitty customer service. And it's not even a secret. Tesla owners have been frustrated with it for years, and Tesla has just decided to do nothing about it. Complaints range from little to no return contact. Yes, they will literally ghost you like a Tinder date. Poor quality and expensive repairs, and long wait times, which of course drive insurance costs up. Tesla also doesn't have enough of qualified shops to repair their cars, with a shortage of parts and a poor part distribution system. Back to the pros, and at number 4 is Tesla's security and surveillance system. It utilizes the cameras built into its body all around, and it serves 2 purposes at once. One is to record everything that happens once you're driving, like a set of dash cams. I have always preached that the first thing after buying a brand new car you absolutely must install is a dash cam. The only drawback here is that none of them record sound. And once you leave the car, it becomes your security surveillance system that will continue recording any activity around the car, send you a notification with a live feed if something is wrong, and warn those around the car that it is not a good idea to mess with the Tesla. Now, another con that I personally see as a deal breaker is a complete absence of the instrument cluster or even a head-up display. Elon Musk said it's because these cars will drive themselves very soon and there will be no need for it. Funny he left the steering wheel in there, but the real reason for skipping it was that Tesla simply wanted to save money and fatten up their profit margins. So all Model Y drivers have to look away from the main direction of the road to the center screen to find that information, which of course doesn't make things safer. And that's why Amazon and other online stores are full of Model Y instrument panel and head-up display add-ons. Now, the last pro I'm going to mention is the performance. Now, electric cars have always had a much better torque, and the fastest 0 to 60 cars in the world are now all electric. The Model Y performance version does 0 to 60 in just 3.5 seconds, which is one of the fastest in its class. As a matter of fact, only the Kia EV6 GT can do better, and only by 0.1 seconds. And the very last con of the Model Y that I'm going to mention is the door handles. Tesla does love to invent and reinvent things. Most of the time it is industry changing, but when Tesla has tried to reinvent door handles to get better aerodynamics to preserve the range, it was a dud. Not only it is an awkward 2-step process of pushing and pulling, Tesla appears not to have bothered to test it when it's either really hot or really cold outside. When it's hot, the door handles do get so hot that sometimes they will burn your hands, and when it's freezing cold, they get frozen in so that you can't actually open the door. Much like with the instrument panel and a few other common features that Tesla has screwed up in the Model Y, this has once again prompted the aftermarket to offer the solution. Well, here you have it, the pros and the cons. So let me know in the comment section if you're actually thinking about getting one, and if not, not to worry. There are over 30 all-electric crossover alternatives to the Tesla Model Y that are on the market this year, and I jammed all of them into this video right here. Alright, looking forward to all of your comments. Other than that, see you guys next time, and remember to stay charged.